goodness. Let's see what's going on now with this. Okay, so now let's see if this one's working. And if it is, let me know. Yeah, I just did. I'm just seeing if it's still working or not. So I rebooted on live on Ecamm, and it's showing this right here, right? So you can see it there. Yeah, can you go there? And then, oh, I got audio of myself, so that's a good sign. Thank you. Now I just need to make sure I can. Thank you, David Blair. What's his channel again? Thank you, David Blair from Fanword, if you're a Power Rangers fan. Okay, let's try it. Here's the live link. Come join me. Come join me for today's live yoga flow. Um, I'm gonna add a picture to that because I don't want people to get confused. If you're there and you're in the comments right now, I'm still trying to find the comments. Okay, there. I just shared the new live link, and here is. There it is. I can see the comments, and you can hear me. Let's see. I hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Sound. Yes, sound. Sound is important. We need sound. I mean, I could have done the whole thing with like miming it, and you probably could have followed along. But sound is important. Okay, so I am on a different software. Um, our friend David Blair from Fanword uh, mentioned that it could probably have been YouTube, just like a glitch on YouTube. Um, so I'm using a different software. And so in the future, I can use this software, which is Ecamm. But this is actually better because I know how to use this and I can flip between cameras here. If you are just joining me right now, thank you for being here. Um, that was quite a like 20 minutes almost trying to figure out the audio. It's frustrating too because when technical issues happen when you're live, you're actually live. So you have to like deal with the technical issues while you're trying to be live. Versus like technical issues happen all the time. If you're not live, then it's like whatever, it just wastes time. But now it wasted everyone's time. Luckily, we got to enjoy that together. So yay. Let's take a few minutes to let everyone settle in here. And I would love to hear from you. First of all, happy Easter if you celebrate. Happy Sunday if not. Happy Sunday night if you are over in Europe. I think it's Monday if you're in Australia. And if you are, thank you for being here because I'm pretty sure you should be in bed. um, I would love to hear from you if you have thought about your intention for the spring season. Because as you may know, it is springtime. Um, we had our spring equinox happen like a week ago, and the whole world has shifted from the restful, restorative winter to a springtime season where the ground thaws and we can plant the seeds. And obviously, if you are in, the southern hemisphere, you are flip flopped from where I'm at right now. But today is all about the spring yoga flow, so I will speak on spring. So yes, I want to hear from you if you have any intentions for spring, if you've thought about it, and I'll share mine with you as well. And while I do that, I will also share that you may need two yoga blocks. These ones are chewed up by my cat, who's actually sitting right outside the door right now, waiting to chew on them more. Um, so, two yoga blocks are optional. They're not totally necessary. I can teach you how you can shorten your stance to not need the blocks also, or lengthen your stance to not need the blocks. But I personally love using props in my practice. So, if you have two blocks, grab them. If you don't have two blocks, you can grab two like very sturdy acrylic pint glasses or two very large books. Large books is typically something that's easier for people to find. Some people have used like tissue boxes, although you don't want to put too much weight into those. Let's see. Oh, Tiger's Eyes said that they've already mowed their lawn 2 times. TE says their intention for spring is to focus more on self-care. Marcella is ready to start the practice. Yes, I am too. We're just going to take about maybe two more minutes because of the kerfuffle of the first live that I started. No audio, but now you can hear me and now you can see me. We're here. Aria Glora says she looked at the things that I have lined up and says, does surviving the special to-do list count as a springtime intention? Totally. Totally. And remember, you can modify anything. And I think she's referring to, I have a whole new collection and calendar coming out on April 1st. It actually just got released, so you can look at it now in the Sarabeth Yoga app. And then we start the actual calendar on April 1st. And it's all about vinyasa, flow, moving your body, thawing out. We're actually going to get a taste of that today. And if you love it and you're like, yes, I need more of that, then you can start that with me tomorrow. We have a free trial in the Sarabeth Yoga app you can try. We're even in the middle of a giant spring sale right now, 25% off the monthly or annual discount in the Sarabeth Yoga app. And I can tell you more about that later. Right now, we're going to focus on here and now, which is a about 20-minute spring yoga flow to help you ease back into movement. I know that I had a very restorative winter, very restful, restorative, almost sedentary winter. And it was very healing for me in a lot of ways. But as the ground started to thaw, I started to think about in what ways can I thaw? In what ways can I start to ease back into movement? Because I have all these intentions of like summertime fitness. I want to like move my body. I want to feel fit and strong. And I haven't felt that way in a long time. I haven't done like arm balances in a long time. I haven't really explored my body in a long time physically in its movement abilities. I've been really focused on like nourishing and healing and functional movement and kind of deep core, which is all great. But I know where I want to be this summer. So this spring is going to help me get there. And if you stick with me, I can help you get there too, as you do it alongside with me. I normally do yoga live in the Sarabeth Yoga app. So you're also getting a taste of what we do in the app on select Sundays every single month. So I'm excited today to be able to share that with you as well. And after today's practice, I'm going to give away 3 Sarabeth Yoga swag bags. These, and they're filled with a bunch of goodies that I will share at the end as well. Of what's in the swag bag and then who has won the swag bag. We're giving away 3 of these. These are from my last retreat that we hosted here in Colorado. And we will contact the winners. We'll cover the shipping. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. So if you are here, if you signed up using the link that I shared in the community tab, then you are eligible to have won that swag bag. Okay, you ready? You ready? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you're ready. If you're just joining now, I do recommend that you grab 2 blocks if you have them. If you don't have them, you don't necessarily need them. It's really just for one specific pose that I find the 2 blocks to be very helpful in. You don't need them. But if you do want to grab them, grab them. Otherwise, grab like two large water bottles or two large books, just something to help you bring the ground up to you. There we go. I see them coming in, ready to go. Okay. Well, this is live. This is different from the traditional produced, very pristine and perfect content that I put out on a regular basis. This is real. We're doing it together. Wherever you are in the world right now, we have this connection in this moment, and it's not going to be perfect. But it'll be fun and it'll be connected. And that's the whole benefit of live. So there's not going to be like a side screen showing you the modifications or your other options, but we can talk through it as we do it. And you know your body. You're a strong yogi. You know how to modify, you know where to modify. And if you modify even half of this practice with your own kind of pose, it's not like I'm going to jump through your screen and be like, what are you doing? I'd rather you do what works best for you as long as you're here with me, right? It's these next 20 minutes that are going to count, you being here, you being present, you listen to your body. So modify, make it work for you. And we're going to get started in a child's pose where we can really settle in and think about the earth beneath us, no matter how many layers of flooring and structure we have to get through. Get all the way down there. Think about that earth and think about that earth thawing out, going from frozen, hard, and cold to soft, warm, and loose. And imagine the muscles in your body finding wisdom in the earth thaw as your body and your muscles become soft, warm, and loose. And follow your breath as you breathe in and out through your nose. And lengthen your breath on your inhale and your exhale. Springtime is the time for us to plant seeds, seeds that we can then nourish with sunlight, love, water. And soon, with nourishment, we can watch those seeds grow and bloom for a bountiful summer ahead. So think of the seeds that you're planting this spring and let these seeds help you set your intention for your practice today. And with this intention set, rise up into a tabletop on your hands and knees. Fan your fingers out wide, gripping into your mat. And feel free to take any movement that helps you thaw out. Notice any frozen areas of your body and give it a little love, a little warmth. For me, it's my left wrist lately needs a little extra warming up. Could be hip circles, cat-cow spinal waves. And from here, coming back into your neutral spine, tabletop position, draw your navel up towards your spine, not like a cat back, but just so that you can firm up your core and lengthen your whole spine from your tailbone through the crown of your head. And keep your core firm, navel drawing up. Sweep your right hand out in front of you, thumb pointing up. And be mindful that you're not shifting your weight into your left shoulder. So you're still keeping your core all the same. Lower your right hand back down, and without shifting, sweep your left hand out in front of you, thumb pointing up. So everything in your core stays the same, even as you remove one of the legs of your table. Left hand lowers down. Now, this is the hard part. Reach your right heel all the way back. Try not to shift your weight. Try to keep your hips square. So your right hip is not hiking up into the air. And then very slowly lower your right knee down and extend your left heel back. Trying not to shift, it's all in your core. Navel towards your spine. Lower your left knee down. Now again, right hand up, right hand down. Left hand up, core is firm, left hand down. Right heel back, right knee down. Left heel back, left knee down. Now this time, right hand up and left heel back. Navel in towards your spine, core is firm. Might be a little shake in your body. Things might feel new. And lower both down. Opposite side, left hand up, right heel back. We're warming up to help us soften and lower down. Now make your way to downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, reach your hips high, generous bend in your knees. This is your first down dog today, and feel free to add movement. And now take little baby steps, maybe 10 of them, all the way to the front of your mat. These baby steps can help you warm out the bottoms of your feet, even the back of your calves. And take your feet about hip distance, let your head hang heavy. Once you come into a forward fold at the front of your mat, squat down into a tiny little ball, crouch and curl. And here you can lift your heels up as high as possible. So you're kind of shifting the fronts of your feet forward, stretching out the arches of your feet, tuck your chin, relax between your shoulder blades, send your breath into that space at the top of your back, base of your neck. And then now drive your heels down towards the mat as you shift your weight forward slightly. And you can walk your hands a little far forward to help support you. As if you were trying to get your feet flat on the mat. They're not going to get there, but as if you were trying to, and you'll notice a lengthening in the back of your calves, Achilles. And again, tuck your chin, relax your shoulders, feel your breath in your back. And slowly lift your head, walk your hands back, coming back into your deep forward fold with your knees bent, feet about hip distance apart. We're going to do something inspired by Pilates called a roll up. So with your knees bent, first draw your lower belly in. So drawing your navel towards your spine is going to help support your back as you slowly unroll all the way up to standing as if you had like 20-pound weights in your arms. And the top of your head is very heavy as well. And as you continue to unroll up, once your hands get past your knees, it's when your legs will start to straighten out. And you still have a nice round back as you continue to roll all the way up. Your head and neck will be the last to arrive. You're pretty familiar with this part. Once you do come all the way up to standing, work on stacking your ears above your shoulders, shoulders above your hips, hips above your knees. And work on getting a neutral pelvis underneath you. So a neutral pelvis, think of your pelvis like it's a cup. And if your pelvis has an anterior pelvic tilt, then the cup has water spilling out the front of it. So like out where your belly button is, the water would spill out the front. And if your pelvis is in a posterior pelvic tilt, kind of like a cowboy, then the water's spilling out the back. So try to get your cup neutral, your pelvis neutral. Your hips are directly underneath you. Most people actually tend towards that anterior pelvic tilt with their booty out and their belly out. So we're really working on getting pelvis neutral underneath you. Draw your navel in towards your spine, lift your pelvic floor. This is a mountain pose, even with your arms down. It's a very mindful standing posture. So now instead of reaching your arms out wide, I want you to start to reach your arms straight out in front of you like zombie arms. And notice where your shoulders are, lock them down into place, keep your shoulder blades down in your back pockets, and start to reach your arms up to the ceiling, palms facing towards each other. And you may need to open your arms up like a V. That's totally fine. But notice the difference here. Your shoulders are not hiked up towards your ears. Shoulder blades are locked back down onto your back. Navel is pulled in. Pelvis is neutral, standing tall through the crown of your head. Strong mountain pose. Now from here to roll down, another Pilates exercise, very similar to rolling up, you're going to first reach your arms forward and then reach your arms down as you tuck your chin towards your chest like you're holding a tennis ball underneath your chin, and slowly roll your upper body, your shoulders down, just reversing the motion, arms reaching down towards the mat. Your legs are somewhat straight, but you can keep a soft bend in your knees. When your hands reach your knees or about where your knees are is when you can start to bend your knees, rolling all the way down, deep bending your knees at the bottom so your hands can reach the ground. Let's go ahead and do a quicker roll up and roll down. Since I just taught you that, you can practice it. So start to roll up. Go ahead and breathe however you want. Knees will straighten after your hands reach them. Head and neck will be the last to arrive, and then arms will reach up towards the ceiling. Big inhale at the top. Exhale to begin your descent. Roll down, arms reaching forward, chin tucks. Slowly coming all the way down. Rolling through your upper back, then your middle back, then your lower back, and then your knees bend, and then you're all the way down towards the mat. We're not going to match breath with movement with that because it's a new movement for us. So just feeling that in your body. It's a different way to get up and down. From here, plant your hands, step your feet back, take a high plank. You can always modify your plank with your knees down, but wherever you are, draw your navel in towards your spine. Neutral pelvis, even here. So tendency here is for people to hike their hips up. Work on getting a neutral pelvis, even here. So your hips are in between the line of heels, knees, hips, shoulders, crown of your head. Well done. From here, lower all the way down to your belly. I'm going to lower down to my knees to do so. And we'll set up a low cobra, one of my favorite poses because it does so much for your body. For low cobra, zip your legs and feet together, press the tops of your feet down, feel your knees lift up so your pelvis and your feet are pressing into the mat, and then peel your chest up using the muscles in your back. The back of your neck is still long. You're not craning to look out in front of you, but instead looking just a few inches out in front of you. If you can, try to get your hands light or hovering on your mat, elbows pointing up to the ceiling like little grasshopper legs. And feel yourself bob with your breath. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Press your hands into your mat, yogi hands. Curl your toes under behind you. And take a moment to press yourself up into your high plank, whether on your knees or all the way up. Mine was knees today. Send it back to downward facing dog. Now, in your downward facing dog, let's get into our legs. Reach your right leg up to the ceiling. Actually, it's a three-leg down dog. It might not go as high up to the ceiling. I want you to flex your right toes back towards you and work on keeping your hips square. So if you look at the screen real quick, I can get my leg way up there, but then my hips are open if I do so. I'm asking you to flex your toes and then square off your hips, and your leg will not be as high as it might possibly go, but your hamstrings are going to benefit from all this proper alignment. So leg is more in line with your spine. From here, step your right foot through into a low lunge and grab your ankle with your hand to pull it up if you need to. Knees stacked on top of your ankle. Take a moment here to just get into your hips. When you start to feel your left hip flexor thawing out, opening up, try to flex your left glute and see if that helps you open up that left hip flexor a little bit more. Your left glute is the muscle in your left buttock. So flex that, firm that up. And then from here, this is where you can grab blocks if you have them, and grab your blocks, place them on both sides of your mat. So you can take one in each hand as you work to straighten out your right leg. And if you can, try to flex your right toes back. This is inspired by one of my oldest sequences, one of my oldest videos on the YouTube channel, actually. It's like a 5-minute, I think, legs and lower back video from my apartment. I learned this sequence specifically as a functional movement exercise that you can do, that everyone should be doing, regardless if they're yogis or not, just to help them move their bodies better. So that's what we're doing today. Now from here, if you don't have blocks, you can always shorten your stance, lengthen your stance, take your fingertips down to the mat. I can do so, but I just am more comfortable with the blocks. I feel like it allows me to really focus on alignment. So from here, we're gonna come back into a low lunge. Keep those blocks down on near the sides of your mat because you're gonna need them later. Come up into a crescent lunge. In your crescent lunge, you're driving back through your left heel, sink into your hips, right knee over your right ankle. Keep your gaze set on one spot so that you don't fall over. And if you do feel like you're wobbling a lot, try to keep taking your feet a little bit wider. You're on railroad tracks, not on a tightrope. Shoulders relax down so your shoulder blades can be in their back pockets. From here, bend your elbows open like cactus arms and twist to the right. So cactus twist to the right. Now you're driving from your left heel through your left elbow. And try to keep both elbows lifted up to shoulder height. Breath is calm and steady to keep you calm and steady. Back to your crescent lunge. Open up warrior two, which today feels like a relief posture. In your warrior two, make sure you find your strength, drawing up through that earth. Firm up your core, neutral pelvis here, so you're not sticking your booty back. Even though your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears, your arms are strong. Now here, simply straighten your right leg, bring your hands together at heart center, pivot your right toes in. This is like a transition pose, nothing more. And then take a warrior two to the back of your mat. We're shifting perspective. And change can be uncomfortable. But the spring season can teach us that change can be good. From here, warrior two at the back of your mat, I want you to swoop your right hand down towards the mat and then towards your left hand up into a warrior one. Now, totally fine if you need to adjust your stance. Change your footing. Warrior one is different than crescent lunge, that your back foot, your back heel is down on your mat. You're working on getting your hips squared off to the front of your mat. Or I guess what is now the back of your mat. So shorten your stance, widen your stance, make it work for you. Try not to shrug your shoulders. In your warrior one, sink a little bit deeper into your hips. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to your mat into a low lunge. And then reach your left leg high into a 3-leg down dog. So just like we did on the other side. in this down dog, 3-leg down dog with your left heel high. You're not working on getting your left leg as high as possible because in order to do that, you'd have to open up your hips. Instead, really focus on flexing your left toes towards your face, and all 5 of your left toes should be pointing down towards your mat. Try to get your hips square. Doing so is going to help you really work on your right hamstring. And we really try to avoid the depth in our hamstrings. And from here, step it through into a low lunge. Just like you do on the other side, make sure that your knee is above your ankle, and then take a moment just to kind of settle into this low lunge. Settle into your right hip flexor. Eventually finding a place where you can just find stillness and flex your right glute. Firm up your right glute. And then those blocks, which you just left where they were, grab them and work your way to straightening out your left leg. Left toes flexing back towards you if that's what you do on the other side. Now, when I said earlier, we try to avoid the depth in our hamstrings, what I really mean is that our hamstrings are such large muscles and the intensity can be just so much when we get into stretching them that it's really easy for us to instead try to open up our hips and we stretch one of the side hamstrings instead of the hamstring as a whole. So when we work on keeping our hips square, we can really benefit from a deeper flexibility versus when we open up our hips, it's like a fake flexibility by thinking, oh, look, I can go deeper. No, you're only going deeper in one of your hamstrings. So to square up your hips, work on driving your left hip back, your right hip forward. Yeah, I know you can feel that now. And try not to replace the tension that you're releasing anywhere else in your body. So shoulders are relaxed, jaw is relaxed. And from here, you can bend your left knee, lower your blocks back. You're going to need them at the front of your mat again at some point. Coming into your low lunge, set up your crescent lunge, arms reaching up. Deep bend in your left knee. Drive back through your right heel, shoulders relaxed. Core is firm. Even here, can you draw your navel in? Find a breath that'll keep you calm and steady. For cactus twist. This time, bend your elbows open, twist to your left. Driving back from your right heel all the way forward through your right elbow. Come back to your crescent lunge. Open up warrior two. Well done. And from your warrior two, simply straighten, hands at heart center, pivot your foot, then take warrior two to the front. And from here, sweep your left hand down, forward, and up into warrior one. We'll take a moment here just to settle in. Adjust your stance as much as you need to. It took me years to practice warrior one to feel like I can get that back foot down. And the adjustments that I made in the beginning was taking my feet wider, shortening my stance helped a lot. Be mindful that you're not driving your left arch into the mat, but instead you're trying to rotate the weight into the pinky side edge of your left foot. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. And step your right foot back. Come down into a tabletop. Go ahead and take some big hip circles here. If we had more time, we could flow that one, but stay tuned because I'm going to turn that into an actual sequence, an actual class that we can do in the future. And we can work our way up through that sequence into some peak poses. But now you got a little taste of it. maybe a couple months in advance. And from here, we're going to settle down into a child's pose. Feel your lower back relax. Gently close your eyes. Soften the muscles in your face, neck, and shoulders. And notice the warmth in your body. The softness in your muscles. And take another moment to reconnect with the earth beneath you. Get through all the layers of flooring and structure you need to until you find that earth. And visualize this earth warm and soft and ready to receive the seeds which you'd like to plant this spring season. Imagine yourself planting these seeds and trust that you will nourish them with sunlight, love, and water for a bountiful summer ahead. And when you're ready, press yourself up. Make your way to a seated position. Bring your hands together at heart center so we can seal our practice. We can take a lot of wisdom from the nature around us, but sometimes we need to remember that we don't have to always go outside to find nature and wisdom. Sometimes we can go inside because we're nature and you're nature. So from that deep wisdom in me to that deep wisdom in you. Namaste. Thank you. That felt really good today. Those poses, when you start to thaw out and you start to move again, sometimes even the most basic poses like crescent lunge can feel like a lot, but it's you easing back into movement. You can condition your body without feeling like you are incredibly sore the next day. That's why, and as you know, you can do yoga that is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be 60 minutes for you to get what you need from it. So I'd rather you look at my YouTube channel or my Sarabeth Yoga app as an opportunity for you to condition your body the way that you'd like towards the goals that you'd like, and knowing that even 10 minutes, 5 minutes can get you there. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm seeing comments rolling in now. There we go. Um, Normally in the Sarabeth Yoga app, so we go live in the Sarabeth Yoga app around this time. And normally our flows are 30 minutes long because it's just amazing how quickly the time flies. Before I knew it, I was like, oh, there it is, 20 minutes. But with 30 minutes, we would have had time to like flow through that one more time, one breath, one movement, do a couple little cool down stretches. So maybe in the future, you'll join me for one of those. I actually am considering doing this type of a live a couple more times this year. I do take quite a bit of time in the summer where I go to a place that has pretty low access to internet, and it's a good thing, but it also means that I can't do this. But before I go there, I'll maybe reconnect with you again somewhere here on YouTube. And then absolutely in the app, we've got several lives scheduled out in the app on the Sundays up until the end of May. Now, thank you for joining me. How was that practice for you? How are you feeling? Happy Easter. As part of my spring um, intention, my spring intention was to thaw out. I mentioned at the beginning, I had a very restful and restorative winter, which was very healing, but it was also very sedentary. And I know that I'm very excited about this summer, about moving my body. I injured my Achilles last summer, and it took a lot of movement out for me, which was really sad. It took me until about October for it to heal. And I can still feel it if I don't warm up properly, or if I just like take off running or something. So this summer, I'm like, all right, I didn't get to move much last summer, but this summer I want to move. I just want to feel like I can just like climb a jungle gym and like jump off and like run. And um, I really want to appreciate my body's abilities. So I got to ease my way into that. And I will be doing that with the spring calendar that I've uploaded to the Sarabeth Yoga app. It's a 30-day spring calendar all about easing back into movement with vinyasa flows and hatha routines, kind of like this one where we set up something and you might not flow it, but you kind of like take your time in the poses to feel it and get back into it and build that muscle memory back. And then on the next day, we would then flow through a bunch of stuff and then hatha and then vinyasa. And I do have one core day each week, but it's only 5 minutes. It's only for abs. Because we don't need to go all the way into like power yet. But I do think that in order for us to get back into movement, we need to reconnect with our core as well. So that's in the Sarabeth Yoga app. If you want to join me for that, we start day one tomorrow. And the Sarabeth Yoga app has a 7-day free trial as well, so that you can actually just try it. And if you like it, stick around. If you don't like it, then you can cancel the trial and you won't get charged. But I'm hoping that you do like it because we have made a lot of changes over the last year, including adding the calendar feature where you can check off the days as you go. The videos are already preloaded into the calendar. So all I have to do is just open the calendar and press play on the video of the day. We also put our community in the app instead of on Facebook. So we took it off of Facebook, put it in the app, and now you can actually communicate with me and with all the other yogis in our community in the community tab in the app. Now, one of the things I want to tell you about. Oh, before I get into that, we are in a big giant sale right now. It's called the Spring Sale. It actually ends tonight, and you can get 25% off the app, the monthly or the annual. We haven't offered monthly discounts in years. It's been probably 4 or 5 years since we've offered a monthly discount, but this time you can get 25% off the monthly or 25% off the already discounted annual, just using the code SPRING25. So all caps SPRING 25 right after. If you just go to my website and sign up there, you can use that to get 25% off. And you can see like we're promoting it in other places as well, like on the YouTube tab and things like that too. So if you do want to check it out, you can do Spring 25, get 25% off. You also can just do the free 7-day trial and use Spring 25. And if during that trial you're like, yeah, I don't like this, go ahead and cancel. I'm not trying to trick you. I want this to be something that actually works for you, something that to me is better than YouTube because you don't have to sift through ads. You don't have to have all this content and clickbait on the side. There's not this like kind of competing for your attention type of social media aspect to it. So I find that this app can really help you go deeper into your practice. And if your intention this spring is to move your body, then come join me. Now, I'm very excited to share some let me look at the comments real quick and see if we've got any like questions filling in, and then I want to share the big giveaway. So we're announcing our giveaway, and we're giving away 3 things. Before I get into that, I'm just taking in a lot of the gratitude that flowed in through the comments, just like soaking it in here on my laptop. Um, I'm seeing some people, like Carrie said her calves are on fire. Someone said her hamstrings are feeling. Another one said she's going to feel it in her core tomorrow. Make sure that tomorrow, if you're feeling any kind of soreness, that you just take your time. You don't have to make a whole thing out of it. You can just sit in front of a TV even, but take your time to give that body part some TLC, like a little bit of stretching, a little bit of massaging. It can help a lot. Um, Sherry mentioned, I actually can't even tell if it doesn't give a timeline to when this was. I didn't see how to sign up for this in the community tab. Is this in the app or was it on YouTube? Um, so Sherry, if you're talking about the spring calendar, it is in the app. It's a 30-day spring calendar, and you can sign up. On the community tab, we have you can see it says like a big thing with me sitting there, and behind it says spring sale 25% off. There's a link there that you can click to go to my website where you can click for the monthly or annual and get 25% off. But remember, before that, there's just a free 7-day trial. So you can try the calendar for the first 7 days or the first 5 days, 3 days, whatever works for you. And if you love it, stick around. All right, you guys ready to see what's in this bag? Ready to see what we got going on here? Let's do it. Okay. Um, and Ford said, "Oh crap, I'm too late for the yoga. Don't worry about it. This video will stay on the channel, so you can still do the yoga later. And the sequence that we did is something that I'm going to build into a future class anyway. So you'll be able to do the sequencing in the future, sometime in the future. Our production schedule is pretty long, so it might be like 6 months, 4 months out, 6 months out. I'm probably filming in May. All right. Jolene said the app doesn't let you choose a monthly option. So you don't, if you want to get the 25% discount, you can't sign up through the app. You have to sign up through the my website. So the link that I have posted in the community tab on YouTube, if you open up the community tab on YouTube, there's a big picture of me sitting there and it says spring sale 25% off, like in black and pink. And there's a link there. Or you can just go straight to my website and click join, and it'll show you monthly and annual. But because if you go to the app, you have to go through the App Store. We can't offer a discount there because it's all through the App Store. So you have to go through my website if you want to get the discount. And guess who says, has it been uploaded to the app yet? The last calendar I see is the morning in the app. I will check right after this. It has been uploaded, but it might not have been added to like the recently added section yet because I have to do that manually. But I will literally do it right after this. Okay, let's get into um, what's going on here. The Sarah Beth Yoga swag bag. Now, this is called a swag bag because this is from my last retreat. I hosted a retreat back in February, and it was a luxury spa yoga retreat at Garden of the Gods Resort in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I live in Colorado. This was like hour and a half away from me, and it was just a wonderful place, like a beautiful spa, a beautiful view, and I really wanted people to experience just a spa weekend filled with yoga and intention and self care. Um, Now, we got a bunch of sponsors involved. All the companies that we've been really enjoying working with, we asked them, like, do you want to give something to all the people that attended our retreat and put it in our swag bag? And we were really surprised by like how much stuff we got. And we created this swag bag. So this is a nice sturdy canvas bag. And on the back it says, do yoga, find peace. We'll eventually push this bag and like launch this bag in our merch store. But for now, this is the swag bag. And inside the swag bag, we got a couple of things I want to show you here. The first thing is Organifi is giving two full-size products. The first one is green juice. So if do you guys take green powders or like green supplements at all? I've been doing green supplements and like, veggie and fruit type of supplements for a long time, especially when I travel. Because I feel like when I travel, I don't get enough greens. It's really hard. I feel like when you're traveling, a lot of restaurants and like meal options are just so loaded on carbs, probably because carbs are just more affordable and more accessible. And so I'm learning to ask for like double veggies just so I can actually get some vegetables in my diet when I'm traveling. But this helps too. And this helps me to keep my digestion going Helps me to feel like I have better energy. I'm not feeling as sluggish or bloated when I'm traveling. So I rely on green supplements the most when I'm traveling, but other people take them every single day. This is one that you can try from Organifi. And this one is, um, I really love the flavor. I feel like it doesn't taste like a gritty, kind of earthy green supplement. The other one from Organifi is their cacao powder. And if you've been following me closely or if you've been in the app, then you know that I stopped drinking coffee in like early December. I've been drinking cacao instead. So every morning I have a cup of cacao, and this cacao has monk fruit and stevia in it, as well as a couple of like ginger powder, turmeric root, cinnamon, stinging nettle, and it can be really healing for hormones. Like this one specifically for healthy hormones, and it has shatavari, which is like a Ayurvedic like herbal blend for healing your hormones, and it can be really powerful. So I love this cacao. It's really nice because it's like a one scoop version versus if you use just straight cacao, you typically want to add a sweetener to it as well. So Organifi is getting these two products. We also have Poo Chocolate, gives you a full-size chocolate bar. This is really nice, organic, high quality, fair trade chocolate. Each one of them has a different flavor of chocolate in there. We have Element. So I've been talking about Element. If I haven't been, if you know me personally, then you know that I drink it every single day. Element is a supplement for like electrolytes, except that you know how I'm going to open this to show you. This is not, I'm not going to give this one. I have another one here so that you can have your own without it being opened. Um, but Element is an electrolyte supplement with um, different, like it has potassium and magnesium and a ton of salt. And it gives you this card that explains why you need more salt in your diet, not less. And I used to take different products like Liquid IV, even like Pedialyte in like a packet form, because I always felt like I wasn't getting enough electrolytes in my diet. But I hated that both of those products come with so much sugar in them. And don't get me wrong, sugar is really important if you're actually like an athlete and you're actually doing like scrimmages all day and you're sweating in the field, and that you need the sugar at that point. But for me, when I'm like on an airplane or I'm post yoga and I feel like I really just want to get some electrolytes in, I don't want 30 grams of sugar. So that's where this comes in, is Element. My favorite flavor, by the way. This one comes with 8 different flavors in there, and my favorite flavor is the citrus salt. Best flavor, in my opinion. It tastes like a skinny margarita. And the other best flavor is the grapefruit salt. And then the third best, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is orange salt. But you get to try 8 different flavors in this packet and see if Element is something that works for you. Like I'll get headaches if I don't feel like I'm balanced, and headaches are something that have been kind of frequent in my life. And so I found that electrolytes actually really help a lot. It's the first thing that I drink in the morning is a giant cup with 1 pack of Element in it. And I would only have like a second pack if I was like hiking for hours or if I'm going to get on the plane. So I'm excited that you guys get to try Element as well. Another product in here is from Derma E. Are you guys familiar with this brand, Derma E? So this is a advanced peptides and collagen face mask. So this is what it is inside the box. And you can use this as a cooling mask to help heal your skin. And it's really great for now that we're getting into some warmer days like springtime, summertime. This mask is going to be really great for that. We got a couple of bars from Taos Bakes. You've probably seen these in your local grocery store recently, but if you weren't sure whether or not you should try them, I can tell you that my favorite flavor is this toasted coconut and vanilla bean. The blue one is my favorite flavor. My kids will eat all of them. They don't care. They're all good. But we have 3 flavors here: almond, agave, and cinnamon, um, peanut butter, chocolate, and butterscotch, and toasted coconut and vanilla. These are vegan and gluten-free, which is important to us because we have people on our team that are vegan. We have people on our team that are gluten-free. And then we have also Rise Well. So this is dental hygiene, like reconsidered. It's a new thought of your toothpaste and your mouthwash and your floss. Like, can you get your teeth clean without using so many chemicals? So this is a mineral toothpaste, and it comes with like a tiny little mouthwash bottle. Like, these are great for travel. Take this with you, just throw it in your travel bag, and you'll be able to find a cleaner mouth with cleaner ingredients when you use the Risewell brand. They gave you a cute little bag to put it in as well. And then two more things. This one is from my friend Nikki. It's from her brand is called Herb It Up. And it's a little bag. Inside of it is a little explainer of what you're going to get. You're going to get two products inside. These are two different teas. This one's called Hug in a Cup, and this one is the Gut and Adrenal Rescue Broth. I have used both, and I love the Hug in a Cup. For the 2 months prior to teaching my retreat, every single day, I drank Hug in a Cup tea to help me calm my nervous system. I wanted to enter my yoga retreat and come into my yoga retreat as my best self, not like a frazzled mess because I was nervous. And this helped me so much because it was a ritual for me every day to be able to take the tea and make myself tea and drink it. And so every day I was taking in these different herbs. And the herbs that are in this tea are especially beneficial for stress, anxiety, relaxing, and calming your nervous system. So this tea specifically has saffron, rose and rose powder, cardamom, milky oats and oat straw, lemon balm, and orange peel. And if you do your research on any of those, you'll see the incredible benefits that they all have, and they're all together in one tea. I have not found a tea that has them all together except for in Hug in a Cup. I specifically love lemon balm, saffron. I've had a lot of friends that have had really great uses of saffron for their attention and focus. Um, this one says like saffron can also help in aiding and alleviating the feelings of sadness and depression. Um, Milky oats and oat straw can help you with your nervous system and relieving from stress, exhaustion, and burnout. So if you're feeling burnt out, incorporate a tea like this. Hug in a Cup from Herb It Up is all of those things put into one pack. So love Hug in a Cup. I drink it every day. And then the last thing is this, and this was a very special surprise. We didn't give this to the yogis up front. In fact, we kind of held it off. And we were like, carry your bag around, you might need it. And during our last yoga class of the retreat, I was incorporating this mantra throughout the class. You are strong. You are powerful. I am strong. I am powerful. And then I got them into Shavasana and I gave them a 10-minute guided meditation in Shavasana. And during that guided meditation, I had Jason, he's our videographer, our editor. He's also the director of play at Sarah Beth Yoga. So he helped me lead the retreat. I had him go around and put these in front of everybody while they were in Shavasana quietly, so they didn't know. When they came out of Shavasana, we did Namaste. They opened their eyes. They've got this beautiful gift in front of them. It's like a really like nice velvet bag, and when you open the bag, you see this necklace inside. It's from the brand Mantra. So Mantra is the same brand that I worked with to create my Mantra Band bracelets. That's what these bracelets are right here. I've been wearing for the last like 3 years. On this bracelet, it says, "You are made to do hard things," which is a quote that I've been using. And so we worked with them to create this bracelet. They were so generous to put one of these in each of our swag bags. And on the back of the little medallion here, it has a mantra. And the mantra is, "I am strong and powerful." So that was really lovely to like seal off the retreat with that feeling and with this necklace. And it was just such an honor to be able to host that retreat and to give that experience to everybody. We were so stoked after that we were like, we have to host a second retreat like right now. So we did create a second retreat. If you're interested, it is a wellness yoga retreat in Mexico, February 15th through the 20th, 2025. More details for that are on my website. And that is it for what is inside the swag bag. And let's talk about we have three winners because we have three swag bags that we want to give away. And I'm going to announce those winners now. Let me pull up our winners. I had Paige go through our list. So the people who are eligible to win one of our swag bags, we posted for the couple of days prior to this. You had to sign up for a link. We would sign up for our email list, and we were going to email you the link to this live, and we were going to announce the winners there. And those who had signed up in that opt-in are eligible for this giveaway. Paige just selected three winners and sent them to me, and I will announce them now. So drum roll. There's no drums. Actually, actually, I do have a drum, but it wouldn't really do much. Okay, drum roll. First winner is Nicole. Nicole is Nichole, and her email address starts with "for my eyes only." And Nicole, we will email you about your winnings and how you can send us your mailing address so that we can send you your swag bag. Okay, and our second winner is Tamra. Tamra, her email starts with Tammy. And Tamra, we will email you and expect to get an email soon to congratulate you on your winning and to help you get your swag bag. And our last winner is Karen. Karen, her email starts with Casbrent. So, Karen, we will email you. Keep an eye out from us, and we will help you to arrange your winnings so that you can get your swag bag as well. And for everybody else, we are doing our next retreat in Mexico. It's already been announced and it's already been launched to the public. The link to it is on our website, and I can link to it later on today as well in the on the YouTube channel, in the community tab of the YouTube channel. This wellness yoga retreat in Mexico is going to be amazing. It is February 15th through the 20th, and it'll be a lot of time in paradise. The location that we're going to is called Palmaya. I was just there last December, and I had an incredible experience. To me, it was you really what you get out of retreats is what you intend to get out of it. And I went in there with an intention to really connect with myself and do some deep healing work. As you know, like trauma healing is a continuous thing. And there are little elements that might pop up later on. And I had an element pop up right before I left for that retreat. And I was so lucky to be in Palmaya at this luxurious wellness yoga resort. I've never been to an all-inclusive resort that was focused on wellness. Like this was not a oomps, oomps, oomps type of resort. This was all-inclusive, but all the food was so fresh and locally sourced. And it like I felt better when I ate that food. I felt good after I ate that food. I never once felt like bloated or sick to my stomach. The mocktails, they do have alcohol included in the all-inclusive. I chose not to drink while I was out there, and I had mocktails instead because of the work that I was doing on myself. And the mocktails were hand pressed and so delicious. Like I normally wouldn't drink a mocktail because like why would I just drink a bunch of syrup and sugar? This was so good, so worth it. Hand pressed juices. Um, this location blew me away that I was so excited when we finally announced that we are going to host a retreat there in February 2025. So if you want to join me, I would love for you to. And just so you know, Sarah Beth Yoga app members save about $1,500. So $1,500 is what you can save if you become an app member first before you sign up. And we can send you a special link only for app members. So this weekend only, ending today, tonight, we are also um, we are also I just got I think that this is anyway. I'm seeing like congrats girl, wash hands emoji, but it says wash hands actually, and I'm wondering if that means wash hands. That's funny. Or if that means wash hands. very distracted for a moment there. But if you do want to become an app member, by the end of today, we're still hosting our 25% off the Sarah with Yoga app sale. So you can save 25% off the monthly membership or the already discounted annual membership, which means that your discount will take that discount down even more. So if you are interested in becoming a Sarah Beth Yoga app member, you can save up to $1,500 on the next retreat that we're hosting. You also are going to get access to twice the amount of yoga videos than what you're getting on YouTube. And the yoga videos have no ads. They're all downloadable within the app. The app is very intuitive, but it also has an app tour right when you get in there and a lot of videos to help you figure out how to use it. And we also have a community built into the app. So you can ask questions. You can be like, how do I do this? Or how do I find that? And we can help you with that. We also have a calendar built into the app, and it's a calendar feature where when you click on the video of the day and you watch that video, it can say mark as complete and it'll show a check mark on that day in the calendar. So you can actually keep track of your streaks. You can also schedule your own videos into the calendar each day if you'd like to do that as well. So thank you for joining me live. I would love to do this again sometime with you. And if you are interested in doing more lives with me in the future and connecting with me more one-on-one, definitely make sure you join me in the Sarah Beth Yoga app because we do these lives on select Sundays. Sometimes like 3 Sundays a month, sometimes 4 Sundays a month, sometimes 2 Sundays a month. But they're all announced and they're all scheduled out in the calendar so you can preview when I'm going live next, when you can join me and connect with me directly in our Sarah Beth Yoga community in the app. Yay! Thank you for joining me for this class. I had a great time with you, and thank you for being a part of just all of this, for supporting me on YouTube, inviting me into your practice. It is such an honor to be able to practice with you and to be able to share my teachings with you each and every day. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.